bit later on, I'm going to show you how we shear a sheep. But before I can do that, we have to move some sheep into the shed. When we move sheep, it's called mustering, and to do the mustering, we use special dogs. The dogs that we use are Australian Kelpies, and they're specially bred for working sheep. So I'm going to bring one out now. This is Albert. So this is Albert. Now the Australian Kelpies like Albert have been bred to work sheep for nearly 200 years, and now it's bred into the dogs. It's instinctive in them to work sheep. Albert is just over 5 years old, so if he was a person, he'd be around 35 or 36 years old, so he's quite young. So I'm going to take Albert out now, show you how the mustering works. After I've done that, I'll get him to bring the sheep right back into the shed, into this pen here. Let's go, Albert. Now during mustering, the stockman, that's me, will control the dog, and in turn the dog will control the sheep. We use three main commands for the dogs. Command round sends the dog out to the left side of the sheep, the command back will send him out to the right side, and the command stay will make him stay where he is until he gets to the command. Because the sheep will always move away from the dog, we can move the sheep to whatever we want, just by controlling the dog. Right, so mob sheep over here, I'm going to start by sending Albert to the left side first. Hip out.
No, it's behind that thing. Oh my gosh. Look at that sheep. So many people are
Round the sheep up, come back to me, round.
Where's the sheep now? Oh no, they're gone. They're gone. And they're gone. Oh, they're the sheep. Oh my god. I ran. The sheep. I know. Oh my gosh, there's a bunch of sheep.
Alright, so we've got the sheep going out, so we need to Albert to bring them into the shed.
There's so many sheep. They're coming.
Now, a very important thing to do with our dogs, once they've moved the sheep for us, we like to reward them for doing that. We'll do that with a pat, and that just lets them know that we're pleased with them. Well, mate, good job. When we do this, it signs them off. So off we go, good boy. Now, you might be wondering what the horse was doing out there. Nothing at all, really. The mustering was done entirely by the dog. So what's the purpose of the horse? Well, you can probably guess it's simply just to provide transport for the stockman or stockwoman, is to carry us along, keep us close to the sheep and the dogs, so we're always in control of the mustering. Now these sheep that we've just brought in here, they are girls. They're female sheep, and the female sheep are called ewes. But we also have some boys here, so we're going to introduce the boys, so here they come. Now this is the old boy, his name is Trev, this is Pete, he's the young one. And boys are called rams.
1994.
And the reason we have rams is so that they can breed with the ewes, of course. Makes more sheep. Now, when the stock comes out mustering the sheep on the horse, he likes to have some morning and afternoon tea, just as we all do when we're working all day. And the traditional tea that the stockman has is called billy tea. That's because we brew the tea in a billy. This is the billy, so it doesn't matter what kind of tea we put in here, it's always billy tea. So when the stockman wants a cup of tea, he'll get off his horse, he'll make a fire on the ground, he'll put the billy full of water directly into the fire. And then once it's boiling, he'll throw in a handful of tea leaves. And then he'll pick up the billy, it's full of boiling tea now, and he'll swing the billy, like this. Now, swinging the billy is a famous Australian tradition, but there is a practical reason why we do it.
What
When
are
we
you
swing the
saying?
billy, it forces the tea leaf down to the
How is
bottom
it?
of the billy.
How is it
immediately.
possible?
It's the same force that keeps the water in there.
I'm
So with all the tea leaves at the bottom of the belly, the
Or the
stock
thick
can get
video
a
where they put a
nice clean
chocolate.
cup of tea much quicker, and that's a good reason to do it. And just to show that I wasn't tricking you, there is plenty of water in the belly. Now let's see if I can get one of our visitors to come down and try this. I'm going to ask this guy right here, this one. This guy, yes. Come on, thank you. Thank you, sir. Where are you from? China. Thank you, sir. So you can stand here for me. Now, there is no trick to this. Nothing bad will happen to you. I'll show you first. These are arm strengths. Around this way, 2 or 3 times. Right, round there. Thank you, sir. That's very nicely well done. Now, so I'm sure you noticed that when you were swinging the billy, that the dog was barking. Howard, he is the judge of the billy swinging. Howard's the judge. He watches everyone who swings the billy. When he saw you do it, sir, he said, very good. Wait. Now, before I can show you how we shear one of these sheep, you have to move the sheep from here into the catching pen. As the name suggests, the shearer, he'll catch the sheep from there, bring it through the gate, shear it over here. And whenever we move the sheep, of course, we use our dogs. Now, we have 3 more dogs over there. We have Rusty, who is 14 years old. He's the father of Arthur. Arthur's 9 years old. Here comes Henry. Henry's our youngest dog. He's only 3 years old. He's Albert's cousin.
3 years old.
He's going to help Albert to move their sheep. Sit down. Sit. Now, ready, boys? Round. Push up.
Maybe 3 years old.
Here we go.
And
So you can see once again how the sheep will always move away from the dogs. That makes it a lot easier because the dogs do all the work for us. And then once again we like to reward our dogs just by giving them a pat, just to let them know that we're pleased with them. Henry, boys, give them a pat for you boys. Over you go. Good boys. And once again you can see that sign from off. This is the equipment that we use to shear the sheep. It's called the shearing clamp. So I've just switched on this electric motor here. This provides the power to do the shearing. When I pull it into gear, the motor drives the flexible shaft inside this tube down to the bottom to a tool that shears the sheep. Now this is the tool and it's called the handpiece. The handpiece has 2 blades on it. It has a fixed blade on the bottom called a comb. And this will comb through the wool. A small blade on the top that cuts the wool off, that's called the cutter, and the cutter moves, as you can see. It's very fast, very noisy, very sharp, and it's also Very dangerous. Now this shearing plant, this is what is used today. This is the modern way of shearing sheep. Being the modern way, it's also the easy way. But it wasn't always that easy. Long time ago, all of the sheep in Australia had to be shorn by hand. This is the tool that was used. These are called shears. It was about 100 years ago that these were used. At that time in Australia, there were about 70 million sheep, and they all had to be shorn every year using the shears. The shearers would work for 10 hours a day, and in a day they could shear about 70 or 80 sheep using the shears. Today they can shear twice that many sheep. One shearer can shear 150 to 200 sheep in one day. So it is much easier today. Something else that makes it a bit easier for the shearer is this piece of equipment, and this was invented by a shearer who had a bad back. He couldn't shear sheep anymore because of his back. How do you think he got the bad back? From bending over,